7:56.
Almost 7:40. Yeah. No, after Jai Radha.
Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari अष्टोदशदशी श्रीमद His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakaचार्य अष्टोदशदशी
yes, no, మళ్ళీ చేయాలి శ్రీ.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुल राधा कुल गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय. श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय. गंगा माई की जय. यमुना माई की जय. तुलसी देवी की जय. भक्ति देवी की जय. सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय. Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the Samvadi. All glories to the Samvadi. All glories to the Samvadi. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Again, thank you all for coming in person as well as joining virtually. So now I will hand over the mic to the founder Acharya of Sarva Vaibhav to introduce about this initiative and maybe we can brief before we get started. Okay. It is limited.
Okay, Hare Krishna everyone, in person here and online. I see many people online. There are almost about 15 to 20 people. If you all can turn on your videos, that will be great. So, since you cannot join in person today, please try to join in person next week. But for today, it will be great if you can turn on your video so we can take your darshan. Today is Bhishma Ekadashi. So we are very glad to start this initiative called Sri Krishna Kathamritam on this auspicious occasion of Bhishma Ekadashi. I mean, we observe Ekadashi tomorrow, but according to Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, they are observing Ekadashi today. So they are celebrating Bhishma Ekadashi today. In fact, even in our Balaji temple, they are celebrating Bhishma Ekadashi today. They are reciting Vishnu Sahasranama and so many other things. So in Bhishma Stuti, there is a wonderful prayer out of the 11 shlokas in Bhishma Stuti. There's a wonderful shloka, almost in every shloka, Bhishma Dev says this. It goes something like this. Bhagavati ratirastu me mumursho yamiha nirikshahata gata swarupam. The line to remember there is Bhagavati Rati. Bhagavati Rati Rastu. And in another shloka, Bhishmadev says, Vijaya Sakhe Rati Rastu Menavadhya. Okay? So in almost every shloka, out of those 11 shlokas, every shloka, Bhishmadev says, may I always have attraction to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. May I always remember Sri Krishna. In fact, the very first shloka, how does it begin? Iti mati rupa kalpita vitreshna. Let me always meditate upon the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And how? Vitreshna, without any desire. Meditate upon Sri Krishna, vitreshna, without any desire. So how can we achieve this? It is only possible by hearing Krishna Katha. So we hear many classes, in the temple and during the day, everybody is connected to some source and we all hear. But, this type of setting, this type of informal setting will help immensely. So we have been trying to start this initiative for last almost 2 years, but every time we wanted to start it, it never happened. for whatever reasons. Either we are busy with festival services in the temple, or people are not ready. So somehow it was not, somehow it was not started. But I'm very glad we are starting today on Bhishma Ekadashi day, where Bhishma Dev glorifies Sri Krishna in the last, in the final few minutes, and he says, Bhagavati Rati Rastu. Okay, let me always have attraction towards Krishna. And so the only way to do that is by discussing, by meeting all the devotees, meeting together and discussing Krishna Katha. So, and the most important goal of this Krishna Katha is to glorify Krishna. And the byproduct or the side product is we get some purification. But that's not our goal. Our goal is, if you're talking at PhD level, right? Our goal is not to get purified. Our goal is to glorify Krishna. Why? Krishna likes to be glorified. Krishna has a name, Stava Priya. In Vishnu Sahasranama, same Bhishma Stuti, Bhishma Dev recited Vishnu Sahasranama, there is a shloka. Stavya Stava Priya Stotram Stuti Stotarana Priya. Stavya. Stavya means one who is worthy of glorifying. Stava. Stava means the prayer itself. The kirtan, the prayer, the hymn. Okay? Stava Priya means Krishna is that personality who loves prayers. Stavya Stava Priya Stotram. What is Stotram? Stotram is the prayer. Okay? The prayer. Stavya Stuti Stava Priya Stotram. Stavya.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Can you read your line? Stavya Stava Priya Stuti Stotarana Priya. Okay? So Stuti. Stuti is the act of glorification. So Krishna is the personification of Stuti. Okay? If there is an act of glorification, Krishna is the personification of that Stuti. Okay? And Stota. What is Stota?
The one who is recited. One who is recited.
One who recites. One who recites the Stuti. Okay? Or Stotra. So here, Stota is the name of Krishna. It is not our name. Stota is the name of Krishna. What does that mean? Krishna is the person who is glorifying. So whom he is glorifying? He is glorifying those who are glorifying him. Okay? Stota. Just like Shrota, Stota. A person who glorifies others. So if we glorify Krishna, Krishna glorifies us. Anyway, that's not our goal. But he does that. Out of his compassion, he does that. So, and in the commentary of this verse, Adi Shankaracharya, he says, whenever devotees come together and glorify Krishna, Krishna manifests by himself. Adi Shankaracharya is not even talking about personal form of, Bhagavan, right? Now, we have heard this many times. Whenever devotees come together and chant, Krishna is present there. Krishna is not present in Vaikuntha or Goloka, but wherever the devotees come together and sing his glories, that is where Krishna is present. Yad bhakta matra gaya, tatra gaya, yatra gaya, tatra tishtami narada. Okay? So this is the main goal. All of us come regularly and discuss Krishna Katha. Different people will give presentations on different topics, focusing more on kirtans, bhajans, prayers, or aratis that we sing in the temple. Most of the aratis that we sing mechanically, without knowing the meaning. And it will still work, even without knowing the meaning also, it will still work. Because Krishna understands, right? Even though we don't understand, but Krishna understands. So the doctor who is giving the medicine, even the patient does not understand, but the doctor understands. That's why the medicine works. So, but if we also understand and sing, then we'll get inspiration, enthusiasm, and keep on glorifying Krishna. and I'll tell one inspirational thing and I'll end with that. So few weeks ago, I think last month, we were on a vacation. So about 300 devotees from different places, we all went on vacation. And from here, we had Ian's family who joined us. And what Ian did, if you hear that, it will be very inspiring to you. I mean, it was very inspiring to me. I'm sure it will be inspiring to you all. So one day in the evening, we were sitting in an auditorium for a show or a drama to begin. There are a few minutes we have to wait. And then I was sitting next to Ian, Ahmadavardhan. And you know what Ian did? He opened his phone and he started memorizing Nectar of Instruction shlokas. We were on a vacation, and then we were waiting for a drama to start. And here is a person who opened the phone and started memorizing shlokas. Very inspiring. This is how we develop rati for Bhagavan. So all of us, we can take great inspiration from that. Then any shloka you pick from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, or Mukundamala Stotra, Vishnu Stuti, Kunti prayers. There are so many prayers in Bhagavatam. So that is our goal in this program, Sri Krishna Kathamritam. The goal is to discuss all the prayers from Bhagavatam, at least. If not reading entire Bhagavatam, at least the prayers starting from first canto, Vishnu Stuti, Kunti prayers, and so on. And one last thing. So this program does not have any prasadam to eat. Okay? So please make your own arrangements. Either you honor prasadam before coming here or after going home. But the best thing that we are going to drink is Krishna Kathamritam. Jihve pibasvamritam etadeva Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. That's our prasadam. Every Friday evening, or we may do this program either Friday or Saturday, but whenever we do this program, our prasadam is Govinda Damodara Madhava. Okay, so with that, I will hand over to Vrajaraman Prabhu. First of all, thank you so much, Vrajaraman Prabhu. So when we started this initiative, we have to pick the first speaker, right? So there are many other senior devotees in the temple, but why Vrajaraman Prabhu? Why did I pick Vrajaraman Prabhu? I mean, this is my home. I started the initiative. I can give the katha, right? The very first katha. Or I can invite some seniors from the temple. So Vrajaraman Prabhu has nurtured us the most. He brought so many speakers during the last, 10 years. He brought so many speakers from India and all over the world. Okay, spiritually, he nurtured us the most. So that's why we are all very grateful to him. And not just because of that, but he's a good kathakar, he's a good kirtaniya, everything. So thank you so much, Prabhu, for giving your time and enlightening us.
I hope I stay up to the expectations of what Srinivasan Prabhu has said. So should I join on Zoom? Like, how should I share the screen?
Did you join this one? I sent the link.
WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Can you message me? Because I don't have WhatsApp. My mouse is inside my bag and that is kind of... sorry. So I'm not able to get it control.
So you definitely need mouse.
No, I don't need a mouse, but this is...
Oh, okay. So it's
it's taking its own.
yeah.
Join the Zoom also, right? Sorry. The display is kind of
Messed up with HTML.
no. Let me say first join and then
Recording in progress.
So I'll mute line here.
and I have the display is not clear.
Yeah, it will take a minute. So you can start it.
Okay. So we'll start with the Mangalacharana prayers, the standard Mangalacharana prayers. Maybe we all can recite together. Om Jnananjana Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swadhantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Rupa Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavacharya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Madhav Sahagana Shri Vishakhamvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gauraki Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone, thank you for joining on today evening. So before I get started on this presentation, I would like to humbly seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas here in person as well as those who have joined on the Zoom. Also, at the end of the Radha Madhav, I was singing Jai Nitai Sachi Sundar. Is nothing, they are the lordship of this house actually, so I will also seek their blessing so that whatever I can speak in their glorification can benefit you a little bit in your spiritual journey. With that, basically the topic for today is the word by word meaning of Gaura ārati. So that's the topic of today's discussion. So, so the agenda will be, we will see what does Gaura ārati mean, who wrote Gaura ārati, because we should also know the person who wrote the Gaura ārati, right? We should know what is his spiritual identity. So we should know about the identity of who wrote the Gaura ārati and in what mode he wrote. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he comes to this material world for three primary reasons. Anybody knows what is that verse or what is the three primary reasons why he appears in this material world? Yes. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he appears primarily for the purpose of three reasons: protecting the devotees, annihilating the miscreants, and establishing the dharma. In the same purport, Prabhupada mentions about this: Lord has many agents who are quite competent to banish the demons.
Cannot share.
Really?
Yeah.
Just give us a minute. So I don't know, somehow when I connect the HDMI, it just
I know. The display gets messed up.
Huh?
Display gets messed up, right?
Yeah, I'm not able
Press
to.
escape.
Can you see now?
Yeah.
In the purport, Prabhupada mentions that Lord has many agents who are qualified enough to vanquish the demons. Then why does the Lord even come then? As we know, Hanuman is capable enough to kill many demons and protect the devotees. Lord Shiva has done it. Not only Lord Shiva and Hanuman, Dashrath Maharaj ruled Ayodhya for thousands of years, and he protected from so many demons and the attack. Then what is the primary reason why Lord appears in this world? So our acharyas says that these are the three external reasons why Lord comes. But there is an internal reason why Lord comes, and this is what the primary purpose is for the devotees. So the internal reason why Lord comes is we are here in this material world. Why? Why we are here in the material world? To enjoy independent of Krishna. Right? That's why we are here in this world. All the three aspects: protecting the devotees, annihilating the demons, Krishna's energies can do it, or his empowered agents can do it. And also establishing the dharma, empowered acharyas have done it. On all the sampradayas that we can talk about, they have the empowerment to establish even the dharma. So the primary purpose why the Lord comes in this material world is for the devotees. And he performs the pastimes so that he can attract the minds and hearts of all of us. By performing his pastimes, he gives us the glimpse of the spiritual world. So the word ārati, the title of today's topic is Gaura ārati. So we are trying to discuss what is ārati means. Rati means attraction. Ārati means unlimited attraction. So why the Lord primarily comes is for the pleasure of the devotees and also to attract the mind and hearts of all the jivas. So that's the internal reason. That's one of the primary reason why the Lord comes. And this is, you can find this when you read Sarartha Darshani and other Acharya's commentary. You will see that this theme comes out actually. So that is ārati, unlimited attraction. The word āratika also means that to dispel the darkness. How Lord illuminates all the devotees. In the same purport, and this is Prabhupada also mentioned that in the age of Kali, who comes, like descends, the age of Kali is, for us it is Lord Gauranga. How many of you heard about Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda before even coming to ISKCON? And how many of you really, in the initial days of your journey in ISKCON, did believe that Lord Gauranga and Nityananda are the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How many of you? I did. Took a while for me. That's because he's an hidden incarnation. But Lord Chaitanya, Krishna, was present in this world 5,000 years ago. Lord Chaitanya came
About
500 years ago. And if Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then there should be a reference for Lord Chaitanya in the scriptures even before Lord appeared. There are many references about Lord Chaitanya's appearance. Srimad Bhagavatam, Vishnu Puran, Skanda Puran, Narsimha Puran. There are a lot of references. But for Vaishnavas, especially, what is our topmost scriptures that we? Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32 verse, the present appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is predicted. Anybody knows that verse? Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sangopangas Darshanam Yagnai Sankirtanai Pray Yajanti Hi Sumedasha. So this is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, which was spoken before even Lord Chaitanya's appearance. We know that it was in the conversation of Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit, and so even there Lord Chaitanya's appearance have been predicted, and even in the subsequent one, Deham Sada Parivarna Abhishradam, there are 3 verses that comes which talks about how the Lord will come in this age of Kali. So Srimad Bhagavatam also talks about Lord Gauranga.
Actually, even before Bhagavatam, in Vishnu Sahasranama, Vishmadev says, you have it? Okay. Yeah.
So as I said, there are other scriptures, like how Srinivas Sharan Prabhu said that there is a reference in Vishnu Sahasranama, Swarna Varna Hemangu, that verse talks about how he appears in the golden color, Vishnu Sahasranama. Again, the topic of Lord Chaitanya itself, like for that, there are so many, it is not even one lifetime or many lifetime, you cannot even cover the qualities and appearance of Lord Chaitanya. So that's a topic, it's on its own actually. In fact, we have 3 parts: Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavad, Chaitanya Mangal. So many scriptures or books are available about Lord Chaitanya. So that the topic itself is wide. So, but the emphasis on Gaura ārati. Ārati means attraction, unlimited attraction. Towards whom? Lord Gauranga. So, just to finish that scriptural references, in Vishnu Sahasranam, there is a Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya's appearance, Mahaprabhu's. What is the aspect discussed? Complexion, social order, right? In Garuda Puran, there is a reference for the name, mother, Sachi, Suta, and place is discussed. In Narsimha Puran, the name again has been discussed. In Padma Puran, time, location, Skanda Puran. There are enough references. I think I still remember a few years ago, Radhika Gopinath Prabhu compiled a whole list of scriptural references and he kind of distributed it. I think that PowerPoint should be available actually. So So what does Gaura means? Gaura, he got the name Gaura because of his golden complexion. So Gaura ārati is Aarti about Lord Gauranga. So now who wrote this Gaura ārati? Anybody knows who wrote Gaura ārati? What is the proof or reference?
Last line.
We are
Last line.
Yeah, what is that? He said, yes. What is the last line says?
Gaura.
Bhakati Vinoda Deke Gaura Sampada. So we will cover that in the last verse when verse 7 it comes. But because when we see many acharyas, when they kind of compose the song or bhajan, they also write their name. So Bhakati Vinoda Deke Gaura Sampada. That's the last line on the last verse. So why it is important to know who wrote it, and because that also shares like the significance of that importance of that bhajan. So as you all know, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the father of Prabhupada's guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, right? So he comes in that our Gaudiya Parampara Acharya lineage. And again, this is another aspect. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, discussion about Bhaktivinoda Thakur's thing is also a wide topic, right? He is also known as Seventh Goswami. At the age of 2, he composed songs, and 6 years he kind of memorized, learned about Ramayana, Mahabharata. At the age of 12, he got married. I'm just rushing through to the through his spiritual identity, because we need to know who is he in the spiritual world. In that time, under the British colonial rule, he had a high education. He was a teacher. He became a magistrate. He was present in Jagannath Puri, and he had Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur after feed to the Supreme Lord, right? The ray of Vishnu. What is the other contribution of Bhaktivinoda Thakur? He was the one who discovered the birthplace of Mahaprabhu, Yoga Peeth. In the spiritual world, the identity of Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Kamala Manjari. Who is Kamala Manjari? Kamala Manjari is the close associate of Sri Rupa Manjari. And who is Rupa Manjari? Our Rupa Goswami. And who does Rupa Goswami serve in the spiritual world? Lalita Sakhi. And Lalita Sakhi is the most close confidential associate of Srimati Radharani. Among the Ashtashakis, she is the chief. And how do we know that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Kamala Manjari? Because in his, we are going to see, he wrote many books. He wrote more than 100 books, but he primarily has 6 song books. And this Gaura ārati is from one of the song books that he wrote. So in his song book, Gita Mala, where he talks about that he is serving Rupa Manjari, and in Kalyana Kalpataru, he talks about how he is serving Lalita Sakhi. So, as we said, he has authored more than 100 books, and among them he wrote 6 books, which is primarily for the song. So if you look at in our Gaudiya Parampara Sampradaya, there are 2 prominent acharyas who have written songs and bhajans, which is very prominent. One is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Who is the other one? Narottam Das Thakur. Any of the books of Narottam Das Thakur? Anybody remembers that he wrote? Prarthana. So that is another form. So in this 6 books, the Gaura ārati is from Gitavali. Gitavali stands for collection of songs. It has got 70 songs. And we'll see in the next slides, we talk about where the Gaura ārati falls in. The other foremost book that he wrote is Sharanagati. That is the 6 limbs of surrender. Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya origina. And we were very fortunate. Gauranga Prabhu conducted a 6-part seminar on Sharanagati based on Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book. So, and this is still available in our Vedic Culture Center YouTube site. So please watch it. It's a master class on Sharanagati book. Then Krishna Samhita, it talks about the various aspects of Krishna conscious philosophy and pastimes. Kalyana Kalpataru, which we quoted right now, where he identifies himself as the servant of Lalita Sakhi. This is basically stands for desire tree of auspiciousness, cover general aspects of philosophy, but this is for very highly matured devotees actually. Gita Mala, again very unique book. Again, there is more philosophical aspects mentioned in this. And then Baul Sangeet. One of the things that I forgot to mention is that while introducing Bhaktivinoda Thakur is after Lord Chaitanya departed the world, 6 Goswamis, Swarup Damodar, Ramananda Rai, Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivasacharya, right? When they all departed, the Gaudiya Sampradaya, especially Gaudiya Vaishnavism, was in deep danger because of there were more than 13 Appasampradaya. Aula, Baula, Kritabhaja, and Sahajiya, right? We always hear the more commonly known as Sahajiya, right? So for one of the deviants, he even wrote a book called Baul Sangeet and signified that though they used to chant Krishna's name and other things, but they used to deviate from all the principles. So for them, he selectively wrote a book on that for them actually. So as we discussed, Gaura ārati is part of Gitavali. Some say it as 15 sections, some say it as 14 sections. We are not going to cover that, but we will quickly glance through because this is another jewel that we have received in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, what Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written. So there are 14 or 15 sections depending on how you classify it. The first section is Arunodaya Kirtana. Who is Aruna? Charioteer of the sun god. So this is for the morning kirtan. So in this Gitavali book, Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes how we can sing various kirtan bhajans depending on the day each part of the day. Aarti kirtan is basically what you sing during the there are various artis are covered, and in this section Gaura ārati comes. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande is basically this part of the section, and the other famous song is Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Jugala Milan. If you have not heard this song, our Harivilas Maharaj sings so nicely this song. If you have not heard it, actually, this is amazingly a composed song. Okay, the third section is Prasad Seva. We all would know Shariraya Vidyajal is coming from this particular section of it. Sri Nagara Kirtana. So next 2 sections talks about how we can do loud kirtan or Sankirtan in the town, in the public places, right? Nadiya Godru mein, Gaay Gaur Madhusware, Radha Krishna Bol Bol. This song is basically how Vaisheshika Maharaj sings this song, right? Then Sriman Mahaprabhu Satanam. He wrote a section where 100 names of Mahaprabhu is mentioned. Then this other, again, I'm not going to go through it, but I've just listed some of the famous songs. Jaya Radha Madhav that we sang is from the 6th section. Sri Nama Kirtana, Yashomati Nandana that we sing during the Shringar Aarti is coming from there. Again, I'm going to not cover all of them. Then he wrote something on 8 songs on the glorification of the holy name, on Srimati Radharani. The most important part is the last section on Sri Shishtashtakam. On the 8 verses of Shishtashtakam prayers, he had written one song. In fact, He has written more than one song on one particular stanza or a verse actually. So, considering who wrote Gaura ārati, now we should feel that the empowerment that he had to write that Bhakati Vinoda Dekhe, that was his vision. That was revealed to him how the Arati of Lord Gauranga is happening. Also, if you see, it was he who had a vision that in Mayapur, people from all over the world, when Mahaprabhu said that Prithivite Ache Nagara Digram, and after we saw so much of deviation within the practice of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, it was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's vision who had that, who thought that there will be a Bhavya Mandir, there will be an opulent temple that is going to come, that is none other than Tivo Upi. So, considering his spiritual identity, who he is, Kamala Manjari, who is serving very closely. One thing I forgot to mention, his role in the spiritual world, and this is very important with respect to this Arati, is that he sets the standard of worship in the spiritual world, because what happens, Manjaris are the one who can closely serve Radha and Krishna, not even Sakhis also. So he is the one who sets the standards of worship for the divine couple in Radha and Krishna in his Kamala Manjari form. So the Gaura ārati that we are going to see is that from that personality. With that, we will get started on the very first verse. Again, for the sake of the time, we will not do a call and response. We will all sing together the very first verse, and then we get into the word-to-word translation and the meaning of it. We all can sing together. Kiva jayo jayo rachande arati kashoba So, the very first verse, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioning about who this arati is performed, who we are worshipping, where it is worshipped, and what is the impact of this worship that we are doing to Lord Gauranga. So, we'll go by word. Anybody here who knows Bengali? So the word kiba is an, what is that? Exclamation. What does an exclamation does from a author standpoint is it basically energizes, bring enthusiasm, right? So it was during the conversation where Prabhupada gives purport for this verse. It was December of 1968. It was in Los Angeles. Prabhupada has, there is in KK songs you will find this Prabhupada's translation. And he says that this is an, he translates as hello, but it is basically expressing our emotion. And we can see in other songs and Ahe Neela Shala, right? Like where Ahe, right? Oh Krishna, right? It is adding emotion. So Kiva is adding that energy, that to the verse. We all know what is Jaya Jaya means, right? We all at the end of when we do Prem Dhwani, we all say Jaya Jaya, right? So Jaya is all glories, all glories. And here Lord Chaitanya is mentioned as Gaura Chandre. Gaura Chandre. So he is compared to a moon. So Lord Chaitanya is compared to a moon. And this is very significant why he is compared to a moon in this age of Kali. In the age of Kali, which is the age of quarrel and hypocrisy, we are in a dark age. And what does the moon shine does? It enlightens. It removes and dispels the darkness. So one reason why, there are multiple reasons, but one reason why he is compared to the moon is because when in the full moon, the darkness is dispelled. And also in this age when everybody is suffering, the moonshine also brings coolness, giving comfort, right? So similarly, so that's why Lord Chaitanya is compared to a moon in this verse. And as we know, in the verse that Shishtastakam verse, the very first verse, right? Cheto darpana marjanam bhavama davagni dirvapnam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. So if you see the second line, what is that verse? And this is Prabhupada quotes the Gaura Chandra is raising. What is the primary purpose why Lord Chaitanya came is to spread the Sankirtan movement, which is the Yuga Dharma of this age of Kali. And he used to perform the Nagar Sankirtan, especially during night, a lot of time, especially when he was in Mayapur. So that's the reason why Lord Chaitanya has been compared to a moon. And in that, Shishtastakam is saying that the benediction, the Sankirtan movement is spreading like a moonbeam. So that's another reason like why Lord Chaitanya is compared to moons. Then Arati ko, that the Arati is performed. Shobha is something splendor, beautiful. Right? So the ceremony of the Lord Chaitanya's Arati is very beautiful. That is happening. And where it is happening? It is happening Janavi Tatavane. What is Tata? Bank. And Vane is a grove or a one or a forest. So here it is happening on the banks of Jahnavi. Jahnavi is also known as Ganga or Bhagirathi. So how Ganga got the name Jahnavi? In Mayapur or Navadip stands for 9 islands, and one of the islands is Janudip. So there was a great Brahma Rishi or Janu who was performing his Gayatri on the banks of Ganga, and his basically his Achamanam cup, or I don't know what he lost. He lost the spoon or he lost the Achamanam cup. Something he lost by performing the Gayatri. But because he was so empowered, and he asked Ganga to return, and somehow she couldn't. So what did Janu Muni did? He went and drank whole Ganga, dried her up. And then who basically brought Mother Ganga to the earthly plane? King Bhagirath. So he went and pleaded Janu Muni to release her. This is given in Sri Navadip Dham Mahatmya again by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that he released Mother Ganga from the ears. Some others acharyas also say that he released from his thigh, Jan. That's why when you again, I have no way I can, but I have heard in some of the other descriptions. And that's why you see when Ganga, when she was released from the body of Janu Muni, she became Jahnavi, the daughter of Janu Muni. That's why you see during Kanyadan, where is the place that you make your daughter sit? Is on the lap. That's what I got to know, that the lap of the father is the place for the daughter. That's why you do Kalyana. Again, if you ask me any scriptural references, I don't know, but this is what I heard in some of the lectures from my spiritual superiors. So I'm assuming somewhere it should be there. So where is this happening? This is happening on the banks of Jahnavi or Mother Ganga. And what is the impact? What is the effect of this? That Jaga Mana Lobha. Lobha is attraction. And the whole Arati is for the purpose of attracting all our minds. So, and who is he attracting? He is attracting the living entities of all the universe, not of this world. And we will see who are the other living entities who are coming from beyond this world to or this earthly plane to attend this Arati ceremony. We will see in the subsequent verses. But what has been mentioned is that he is attracting the all the minds of all the living entities across the universe. That means 14 planetary system. I don't know, there is no mention of somebody coming from the lower planetary system, but at least there are empowered beings coming from the higher planetary system. We will see in the subsequent verses actually. Also, if you see the way Lord Nityanand and Lord Gauranga is worshipped, right? I want to say there are so many Vishnu forms for worship, and primarily they are worshipped within the India, Bharatvarsh or Bharat, so-called Bharat. But it is by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada that Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda has been worshipped all over the world. And they are still captivating the minds and hearts of all the living beings. You go any part of the world, you will be have the worship of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda possible by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So this is the meaning of this verse. Basically, I'll read the translation. All glories to the beautiful Arati ceremony of Lord Chaitanya. This Gaura ārati is taking place in the grove on the banks of Jahnavi Ganga and is attracting the minds of all living entities in the universe. Now the second verse, again we can all recite together. So again, the use of the word kiba is optional. Even the word, this stanza even can start without that also. And many times while recitation, many singers do that. So here, this is talking about 5 personalities including Lord Chaitanya. We know them as Panchatattva. What is the best way to know who are Panchatattva is from the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, 7th chapter, 6th verse. And this is also a very famous verse which we all know. Panchatattvatmam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Here it has been mentioned that Lord Krishna, he manifests himself as a devotee, that is Bhakta Rupa. Who is that? Lord Chaitanya. he is an expansion of a devotee, that is Swarupam, that is none other than Lord Nityananda. The Bhakta Avataram is Advaita Acharya. Bhakta Shaktikam is Gadadhar Pandit. And Bhaktakyam, Namami Bhakta Shaktikam is Shivas Pandit also. Right? Bhaktakyam is Gadadhar Pandit and Bhakta Shaktikam is the other way. Bhakta Shaktikam is Gadadhar Pandit and Bhaktakyam is Shivas Pandit. So as we see in the previous verse, right? Okay, in the Panchatattva, what you will see here is that let's go by the translation. On Lord Chaitanya's right side is Lord Nityananda, and on his left side is Sri Gadadhar. Nearby stands Sri Advaita, and Shivas Thakur is holding an umbrella over Lord Chaitanya's head. And if you see here, Lord Shivas Thakur is holding the umbrella, and you can see on the left hand side of Lord Chaitanya is Gadadhar Pandit, and you can see, and we will see each of their identity also. And on the right hand side is Nityanand and Lord Advaita Acharya. What you will see here is that all the Vishnu Tattvas, all the Prabhus are on his right hand side. Lord Nityanand is none other than Balaram. We'll see that more. And then Advaita Acharya is Shiva incarnation, and then all the Shaktis are on his left hand side. So we'll start with Lord Nityanand. As we know, again, I'm not sure if this is clearly visible, but there is also one more. This is again coming from some of the visuals are coming from Amritanand Prabhu's slides. So as we know, there is Swayam Krishna, right? He is in Swayam Rupa form, and then he expands as Swayam Prakasha. What is that? When he can expand in his similar form and mood. Example is how he expands in Rasa Leela. Each and every gopi feels that Krishna is with them. When Krishna expands where his mood and complexion is different, that is Vaibhav Prakash, and that is Lord Balaram. And then Balaram is the source of all other incarnation. Again, we will not go. This is again another very deep topic for us to cover in this short discussion. So Balaram is none other than Balaram is the first preliminary expansion of Krishna with different mood and complexion. What is the mood of Balaram is to serve, and complexion is he's white. In the song by Narottam Das Thakur, Hari Hari Bifale, the third verse, Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Suta Hoilu Se Balaram Hoilu Nitar. So what that verse sorry, I have a dry cough for the last 3 weeks, so somehow I'm losing my vocals. So who is Lord Nityanand? He is none other than Lord Balaram, the first expansion of Lord Chaitanya. Again, we are very fortunate that we will be observing Lord Nityanand's appearance day in 2 days. On Sunday we will be observing. Lord Nityanand is, or we know Lord Balaram is the Guru Tattva, the original Guru. And again, there can be many topics that we can talk about Lord Balaram, but what is the color of the clothes that he wears? Thank you. What is the color of the clothes that he wears? Blue. And And the primary reason why he does it is because Krishna is in blue color. And we know whenever the Lord Krishna appears as Ram, he comes as Lakshman, right? He comes here when Lord Krishna descends as Lord Chaitanya, he descends as Lord Nityananda. So just a brief pastimes of Lord Lord Nityananda here is that, right? He was born in Ekachakra Dham. How many of you have been to Ekachakra Dham? It's a very mesmerizing place actually. Like if you go there, you can see the potency of Lord Nityananda. So he was born to Hadai Pandit and Padmavati. From his very childhood, right? He used to enact the pastimes of Ramayana and from Krishna Lila. Especially he will take the part of Lakshman and he will enact in a way, especially the residents of Ekachakra will be mesmerized or wondering how he, such a young boy, knows so much about the pastimes which are not even sometimes mentioned in the scriptures. Because he is not different than Lakshman when he was with Lord Ram. And at the age of 13, a traveling sannyasi came who basically took him, and for 20 years he was traveling along with him. Some say he is a traveling sannyasi, is Lakshmipati Tirtha, but again there is some not so that much of clarity who was a sannyasi that came and took him. So if you see the mood of Lord Balram or Lakshman, right? They can get agitated very quickly, get angry very quickly. It's said that understanding Guru Tattva and Dham Tattva is very difficult, and since Balram is the Guru Tattva, it is very difficult to understand how he can behave. So, and we see sometimes how he is friendly with Duryodhan, right? Puzzles all of us, like how he can, right? So, and we know how Lakshman was also very much of the same potency that he displayed in Ramayana. But how does Lord Nityananda is described as? Akrodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai, and one who never gets angered. And what is the proof for that? Jagai and Madai, right? The deliverance of whole Jagai and Madai. He was hit on the head. He never got angry because he is here to accomplish the help Lord Chaitanya in his mission, right? And Lord Chaitanya is here in that Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Cha Dushkritam. Lord Chaitanya manifested not to destroy the annihilate the demons, but to destroy the demonic propensities. And Lord Nityanand helped him in that way. In fact, in that Jagai and Madai pastime, Lord Chaitanya get so much anger that he is able to release his Sudarshan Chakra, but it was Lord Nityanand who stops him. The primary purpose of Lord Nityanand's in the Chaitanya Leela is to preach the glories of Lord Chaitanya, and that's what he did. Even when Mahaprabhu was there in Jagannath Puri, he got instructed from Lord Chaitanya that you stay in Bengal and preach. He left his Avaduta form, entered into Grahastha, got married and preached. It is also said, right, without Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we can never receive mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Without pleasing Lord Nityanand, we can never get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is about the about Lord Nityanand. In ISKCON, we see the worship of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, Gaura ārati. But what was primarily the form of the worship that used to happen in Gaura? Anybody knows?
Radha Krishna and Gaura.
Gaura
Gaura Krishna.
Gadadhar. If you go and see, primarily all Gaudiyamats, yes, there is Radha Krishna, but it is primarily they worship Gaur Gadadhar, and we will see who is Gadadhar. Gadadhar is not different than Radharani also. So they used to worship Gaur Gadadhar. It is Srila Prabhupada who widely made Lord Nityananda's worship possible and make us all qualified to receive his mercy, to receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. It is Srila Prabhupada who introduced the worship of Lord Nityananda so widely across the world. The glories of Lord Nityananda was amplified by our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, actually, so that we all have become eligible and we worship. I think all of us have Gaura ārati in our home. It is by Srila Prabhupada's mercy that they are together, but in the real life, they were always separate and doing their own mission. Lord Nityananda was the one who was from all the Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees, he was the least who used to go to Jagannath Puri, because Mahaprabhu has instructed him, you don't keep coming here, go and preach in Bengal. So when we see Lord Gauranga and Nityananda, it is mostly in the ISKCON altars, but they were always, when they had the pastime for some time when he was in Avadut form, especially when Mahaprabhu was there in Navadip, but they were there, Lord Nityananda was there to only assist Lord Chaitanya's in the preaching movement, and that's what he did in all over Bengal. And it is, again, as I said, it is by the mercy of Prabhupada this is all made possible that we got the worship of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. So, again, I will go back to the verse. So, who is on the right hand side? It is Lord Nityananda, and then Gadadhar Pandit. We'll see. As the sequence, we'll go through that. As we know that Gadadhar Pandit is not different than Srimati Radharani. Then what is the reason why? But Mahaprabhu is also, Lord Chaitanya is the combined incarnation of Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani.
Krishna and the mover.
Yeah. So Jagannath is, it's a very good point that Madhavchandra Prabhu is bringing. Who is Jagannath? Jagannath is Krishna in separation of Radharani. And who is Lord Chaitanya? Chaitanya is Krishna in the mood of Radharani, in separation of Krishna, of himself. So Gadadhar Pandit is not different than Srimati Radharani. And why? If you see from the very childhood pastimes, Gadadhar Pandit is always used to accompany Lord Chaitanya and always used to make same decision, right? Because Lord Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya was as nutcut as Krishna in his childhood pastime. He used to go and he will never go to his school straight, or he will do all the mischiefs on the banks of Ganga, right? It was Gadadhar Pandit who always guided him. And even in Jagannath Puri, both Lord Chaitanya and Gadadhar Pandit, they used to come and read Bhagavatam together. It's in relish it. At Tota Gopinath temple. So the why, again, we can go enough into the details of Gadadhar Pandit, but Gadadhar Pandit is not different than Srimati Radharani, the internal energy of Lord Krishna. And since she is Srimati Radharani in God Ganadesh Deepika, and also we know from the Chaitanya Charitamrita that she was the daughter of, Radharani is the daughter of Rishabhanu Maharaj, And who is Rishabhanu Maharaj in Gaur Leela? Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And there is a very famous pastime where he first as Gadadhar Pandit sees Pundarik Vidyanidhi, how he is an opulent but still everybody treats him as a devotee. But so the point here is that, and this is all mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Gaur Karanadesh Deepika, where they compare the Krishna Lila and Chaitanya Lila, who is who in both the pastimes actually. And then, so Gadadhar Pandit, as I said, primarily before ISKCON started, it was primarily Gaur Gadadhar worship that used to happen. And then, who is standing nearby is Advaita. Who is Advaita Acharya? Combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Lord Shiva. That's why if you see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, right, he sometimes used to preach Sadashiva. Yeah. So Madhachandra Prabhu is saying that like we should, it is the combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva from the spiritual world. So it is by the mercy of Advaita that Lord Chaitanya appeared. He used to worship Shaligram Shila by offering Tulasi leaf and Ganga water. Tulasi dalamatrena jalasya chulukenava vikrinitam atma bhakteve vatsala. So he used to cry for Lord Chaitanya to descend. It is by the mercy of Advaita that Lord Chaitanya descended, and we observed his appearance day on Monday. Right? And again, this is also mentioned in the very famous verse, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. What is that verse? That verse number 4 says it. Daya karo Sitapati Advaita Goshai Tava Kripa Bale Pai Chaitanya Nitai. So it is by the mercy of Advaita we can get the mercy of Gaura Nitai. And then the last personality in this Panchatattva is Shrivas. Now in the song or in the verse it is mentioned as Srinivas. So we know that Shrivas, that is not different than Shrivas Thakur. And who was Shrivas Thakur in his original spiritual identity? Narada Muni, because he is representing a devotee here. So, and he is the one who is holding the umbrella. Right? So in this ceremony, so the close what is mentioned in this verse is that who are the close associates of Lord Chaitanya are mentioned. And as I said, each of these personalities can be discussed, their pastimes can be discussed in many hours, many sessions, many days. There is no way that we can, many lifetimes. Madhachandra Prabhu we can discuss them for many lifetimes. So this is, so what the second verse talks about, who are the associates of Lord Chaitanya? Krishna Varnam, Krishna Krishnam, Sango Pangastra, like who are his associates are coming? Primary associates are being talked about actually. So
why is the difference in the name Shrivas and Srinivas?
Okay, so it's a good question. So what Srinivas? Who is Srinivas?
One who has Srimati Radharani in his heart.
Yeah, that's what right. Like where. So what I was again, this is also a there is no references I could find, but this is basically a the poetic embellishment, right? How they are being mentioned, but it is mentioned as mentioned as Shrivas has been mentioned as Srinivas. Because sometimes when you do like for the meeting the meters, right? Yeah. So again, sometimes like how we sing Shri Radhikama Dhavayor Para, right? When we sing that fifth verse of Guru Ashtakam, that is Radhika and Madhava. But we sing that Shri Radhikama Dhavayor, like we separate the Ma from the Madhava, right? So again, what I was able to see is that I couldn't see any references, scriptural references, why he's been mentioned as Srinivas. But then, the aspect, right, that remains the same, right? Like here also, Vas means also residing, right? So Shri is Lakshmi, right? So where does Lakshmi reside, right? So like that kind of again, I don't have anything. Madhusandra Prabhu, you have any idea? So again, I couldn't find anything scriptural which says that how Srinivas became Srivas. So Prabhu, it is we are hitting 9 o'clock.
Let's go until 9:30.
Are you sure?
You complete the.
So how many verses format you have? 7?
I have all the 7 formats, but refrains are also there.
Okay.
I think we should cover.
We can do one more. Yeah.
No. Because
All the 7 today?
Yeah.
It's a 2-part session.
okay. Because like after tomorrow is Janatha.
So that's another reason I think devotees are also busy and preparing for the Nityanand Trayodasi. So
Yeah, but since we started a little late, we can go another 15-20 minutes.
okay, so maybe we'll cover one more verse and then we'll stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll again read the 3rd verse together. Hibabushi Raja Ratna Simhasani Ārati Kore Hari Devagani Ārati Kore So, if you have visited Mayapur, right? So many times during Kirtan Mela or when you are attending any of the programs, you will be asked to say Boshun, Boshun. What does it mean? Bad job, sit down. So here it is said that Boshi Ache, somebody is sitting. Who is that? Gaura Chan. That Lord Chaitanya is sitting. And where is he sitting? He is sitting on a Ratna Simhasana, which is jeweled throne seating, right? That is being made available for him. And then the Arati is getting performed. And who is performing the Arati? Lord Brahma is performing Arati on the behalf of all the demigods. And who are the other demigods who was coming? We will see in the 7th verse. The 7th verse talks about not everybody, but some names are mentioned. And we will see when we go to the 7th verse. So, what is the usual procedure when the Arati happens? What is expected from all of us? That we should stand up, right? That is so that we can pay attention to the what the Arati is going on, right? That is from the etiquette standpoint why we need to, and we'll come to that. Okay, why we should stand up. When in Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna talks about Sthita Prajna Ka Bhasha, what he asked about? He asked about how does he
sit, how does he walk, how does he speak?
Speak, right? Speak, sit
and walk.
Yeah. So what does, and each And we know that from our Acharya's commentary that is not literally what Krishna is asking. What does sit stands for?
How does he withdraw his senses?
Withdraw himself, right? So, so if we sit in the Aarti is going on, what we are doing, we are withdrawing ourselves from the Aarti ceremony. We are not getting attracted to what the Aarti is happening. We are withdrawing ourselves, right? So that's why we should stand up as a basic etiquette. And you will see here, and as we see the further slides, there is a Gaura ārati picture. You will see only Lord Chaitanya is sitting on the golden throne or the jeweled throne, and rest everyone is standing,
Engaging the senses.
Yes. So before we go into this verse, there is one other aspect. When we go and pay obeisances in the ISKCON temples, how do we pay obeisances to the Lordship? Like, I'm asking which direction we pay obeisances.
That's like outside of the heart.
Yeah. But why we are paying from the left? One reason you already told, which I was about to cover, that we pay by keeping the Lordship on the left hand side, because in our heart Paramatma is there, and so that there is a proximity, right? But why? What can be other thing that's, because there is a hint is given here.
Because generally all the devatas are standing. You don't want to show your feet.
Exactly. That is the reason.
And also most ISKCON temples, Prabhupada's salt will be moved, will be in the front.
I'm going to say, yeah, that is something which is not standardized yet, and all over this. Even in Vrindavan, you can see that in Mayapur it's a different direction. Everywhere it is different. But the way that devotees pay obeisances is that we pay by keeping the Lordship on the left hand side. If you pay straight, then who are attending the Aarati ceremony? You are showing the feet to all the devatas. Yeah, exactly. So, when we see who is performing this Aarati, right?
That's a different point. In all the Shiva Vaishnava temple, you cannot offer obeisances inside the temple. In the Garuda only, you have to offer, and once you go inside, you cannot offer, because many other personalities will be there everywhere, you'll be showing your feet. Hence, it's not allowed, they will chastise you.
So only outside.
Outside, the Garuda Stamba is there, right? Then the flagpole, you offer obeisances, that's it. Inside you can't. Because inside many personalities will be there, so you don't know who is there, so you will be showing your feet.
So as you see, this Aarti is being performed, and who got the privilege to do the Aarti? Lord Brahma. He is the secondary creator of this whole, our universe. For our universe, he is there are many universes, as you know, right? There are many Brahmas with multiple heads, depending on, right, which universe you are. So Lord Brahma got the privilege among all the demigods to do the Aarati, right? And then other demigods are also attending, right? And we know that demigod lives in among the 3 planetary systems, the 14, and then if you see 14 planets, he lives in the topmost, Satyaloka. So he has descended himself from the higher planetary system to perform the Aarati of Lord Gaura Chandra. It is also mentioned we know that Lord Chaitanya is very magnanimous. Not only on us, but on everybody, right? Even demigods are also the living beings of this. So they also feel very privileged. So, but what is mentioned in Vishnu Puran? Vishnu Shastra now. No, that is about presence of, appearance of Lord Chaitanya. But it is also said in that all the demigods, who are the first who come and take the darshan of Lord Balaji or Venkateshwara, how they come?
In a line.
In a line. Before that, where they go?
They go to the Pushkarini to take.
Yeah, so that Pushkaranika, the verse comes, right?
Yeah.
They all come to only take darshan of of Srinivas or Venkateshwara, and that too, first they go to the Pushkarani and they take bath in the early morning, stand in the line, and sometimes they will get hit by the, like how we have Jargandi and they push each other. So they also get, so the point is that they don't have privilege to do Arati for Lord Venkateshwara. But see here, what is happening here, like in this incarnation when the Lord descends, right? That they are waiting for to do the Arati, and Brahma said that I am the so I will get the chance first actually. So basically what this is verse is talking about, like how the Arati is being performed, and again, as we said that, what is the role of Bhaktivinoda Thakur as a Kamala Manjari in the spiritual world? To set the standards of worship. So you can see here, if Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, then there should be no doubt in our mind that how demigods are waiting, and we know that how demigods are eagerly waiting to descend in this material world so that they have a chance to perform worship, take Krishna's holy name and go back quickly. It is a privilege. So what we have got, when we do Gaura ārati in our home, or when we are experiencing that Gaura ārati in the temple, how much privilege we all have received. Again, by the mercy of Prabhupada, that we all were made qualified. So, also if you see, the way Prabhupada introduced, again I forgot to mention this when I was about to introduce the Gaura ārati. Prabhupada introduced primarily 6 ārati, which is matching to the Krishna's pastimes, right? Ashtapara, Leela. But we don't do the other, after Shayana Arati, the 2 praharas we cannot, because that is a very confidential, so we don't do anything, right? But Prabhupada has given 6 primary artis, starting with Mangal Arati, Darshan Arati or Shingar Arati, Bhoga Arati, Raj Bhoga Arati, Vaikalika Arati, which is basically when you wake up the Lord after the afternoon nap. Gaura ārati is also known as Sandhya Arati. I forgot to mention this. And then Shayana Arati, where you ultimately put the Lordship to sleep. So look at our fortune, how many Artis we are able to get by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So, and each Arati has a specific mood. When we go and attend the Mangal Arati, the mood is, and who we pray for? Mercy of our Guru. We are Kritagata, we have gratitude for what we have got. And every Arati has a mood. And we will see the mood of Sandhya Arati or Gaura ārati. This is the most enthusiastic Arati we all will have experienced. And because that's the evening time, the mood is different. So the point is, what we can see here is that how even demigods feel privilege on worshipping Lord Gauranga. If you see, and primarily why the Arati is happening, so that our attraction, Akarshan, we can have unlimited attraction towards the Lord. Because if you see, the lovers, they are attracted to each other, even where they are in a busy place like a bus or where a train or in a their attraction is there among themselves. They don't bother about what is really happening in the surrounding. So I want to emphasize here is that, right, what Prabhupada has given the Arati is how privileged we are. But if you see the other, the Hindu tradition is, it's you go perform an archana or a puja, but in expectation of something, give me health, wealth, beauty, right? And what we offer? Coconut, banana, as if Lord doesn't have coconut or banana by or he is waiting for us to receive from us, right? But again, not to kind of belittle the process, but what we have received, right? That's why you see in the ISKCON temple, we don't do any like puja. There is no chart list that okay, you do this puja. There is nothing. We want when the puja is happening, right? It is one-to-one. I do the puja, I get the benefit. But when Arati is happening, whoever is witnessing, whoever is participating, everybody gets the benefit. So, so as you can see here, like this is not something when things come very easily for us, we assume that okay, this is it really worth what we have? But you see here actually, the demigods are standing and waiting for their turn to do the arati. And you will see how others are also participating. You will see that in the subsequent verses. So again, there is no way we can comprehend the fortune that we have received by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, especially how we have received Mahaprabhu, right? Mahaprabhu came here to give the love. He basically broke the storehouse of love of Godhead, which was not even possible in the previous yugas. It is by the Lord Chaitanya and our Acharya's mercy that now we got a chance to worship Radha and Krishna together. The worship of Radha was, there is no references. In fact, what I got to know is that the first worship of Radharani happened along with Govind Dev. That is the first Radharani of this universe. That's what I got to know from my spiritual superiors. So that happened only in this Kali Yuga. So the worship, what we are experiencing right now, that worship of Radha Krishna, chanting the holy name, and worship of Lord Chaitanya is not something very, we should not take it very lightly. This is very, very important that we all count our fortune and that's why we should be very grateful to and always be expressing our gratitude to our Guru Varga, what we have received. I think we should stop. It is getting late. I think we should stop. And so now, since we had a late start and also we had the introduction to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, so we are only left with 4 more verses, but there are 2 refrains. We'll talk about that also. I think we'll stop here and we'll continue. The last verse is the most important aspect of this whole Gaura ārati, the 7th one, where Bhakti Vinoda dekhe Gaura Sampada. What is that Sampada that we are receiving in the Lord Gauranga's tradition? We'll see more. Again, as you see from the verses, they are very easy, right? If you know Hindi or Bengali, you can very easily understand the meaning of these verses actually. Not very difficult actually. And this is one of the master stroke of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that he gave his, especially what he wrote in Gita Vali is especially for any general mass of people can very easily understand the essence. As we all know, the bhajans and songs written by the acharyas are the condensed version of Vedas. So with that, I think we'll stop here and we'll resume from the 4th verse from the next week.
Yeah, I think most of the times what happens is when we sing Aratis, right? That's okay.
Is understood here, no?
So most of the times when we sing Arati, either Gaura ārati or Mangal ārati, Shayan ārati, Raj Bhog ārati, any Arati, just to follow the tune and meter, we don't pronounce each word separately, right? For example, Arati ko Rena Brahma, and nobody understands, like Rena Brahma. What is Rena Brahma? Arati ko Rena Brahma. So only when we discuss like this separately, understanding each word, word for word meaning, it makes clear sense.
Yeah.
So this was very useful, Prabhu. These 3 verses, they'll appear like fresh from tomorrow onwards. When we sing or hear Gaura ārati, they'll appear very fresh. So this is the purpose, to understand word for word meaning. so that we can appreciate this more.
Yes.
And also the details, as Vrajaraman Prabhu said, we are able to participate in the Arati that Brahma came and even other demigods did not get so much fortune. So it's only because of Prabhupada.
Yeah, next time when we attend or we are doing the Arati, we should, as you rightly said, right? What I was told that sometimes we just memorize it as a song, right?
Yeah.
And not paying the word to word meaning, like what it really means, right? When we sing Samsara Dava, each of the aspect, right, talks about the particular aspect of Gurudev actually, right? So we should be meditating on that.
Yeah.
So that's how with this, your memorization is good, basic necessity, but it also going deeper into the meaning helps us a lot. Stay grounded, also go deeper into the in our practice.
The first step is to memorize. The next step
Yeah.
is to
Internalize.
meditating on the meaning of it.
Yeah.
We sometimes we become monotonic and we just go like when we sing the Arati and all, right? We don't see the understanding. We just sing like most of the time, we sing, we take it for granted. It becomes monotonic. If you understand the meanings, then there will be proper mood and emotions will be there when we participate in the Arati. So it's very important to understand the word by word meaning. Remember His Holiness Hanmat Prashad Maharaj. He gave the word by word meaning for good Western players maybe like 15-20 years ago in Seattle.
Okay.
Morning Mangalarti.
Okay.
So like that it's important to, at least for me, and I don't know Hindi, I don't know Devanagari, I don't know anything. So it's like foreign completely. I can't understand even. Normally people, Hindi speaking people, like can understand many words, I can't understand many of these things. So that's why it's very important to know the meaning and then sing.
The whole vibe changes, bro, when you know the meaning.
Yeah. The whole vibe.
This was very useful, bro. This was wonderful.
That is why it's also important to study sufficient amount of Sanskrit, not to become scholars, but sufficient to help in the spiritual studies.
You can remove the sharing.
That way, we can understand the meaning. Thank you, Vrajaraman Prabhu, for doing all this wonderful research and presenting it such a systematic way. Thank you for inspiring us in this, and cherishing this Gaura ārati. Yes, many times, we take it for granted. Sometimes we don't even go. But in Seattle temple, more than Mangalarti, Gaura ārati used to be the most attended Arati, at least in the beginning times.
Yeah.
So I don't know, nowadays I don't see many people in the Gaura ārati.
But it happens every day. 7 o'clock I see there is someone who is coming to sing the Gaura.
I know, but
Yeah.
it's the
But participation, devotees coming and
Earlier
participating.
it was allowed.
Yeah.
What was the reason like? What happened?
Our Seattle temple, because everybody is working in different places. We are all used to live in different areas. Coming to Mangalarti was difficult. At least evening Arati we used to come. So, I'll stop here. Thank you so much, Prabhuji,
Thank you, Prabhu.
for bringing us close to.
It is so. It is all by the mercy of our acharyas, all the devotees that this whatever the little endeavor was made possible. I have nothing to take as anything as a credit. It's all what our acharyas have given actually. In fact, if you see the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's the songbook Gitavali, right? It is like a scripture on its own. 70 songs actually. So much of depth is there actually. So it is said that, and also when we talked about Gauranga's pastime, right? It is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita Gaura Lila Amrita Sindhu Agar Apa Ki Karite Pare Tare Avagara Sa. So basically saying that Gaura Lila Amrita Sindhu, it is unlimited ocean. We cannot even comprehend. We cannot do we have no potency, or we cannot even comprehend what Mahaprabhu's potency and pastimes are. So we are just scratching the surface, or not even scratching the surface, trying an attempt to do that actually. This is, and what we have received as a Gaudiya Vaishnava is, we'll talk about more in the as I said, the 7th verse is going to talk about that Gaura ārati. So we'll end here.
So, online devotees, does anyone have any comment, question, reflection?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
One thing, one first slide when you showed it's like a principle of religion, you said, right? It's like we are the beginner right now. We doesn't understand much about that. So the one principles means what we can understand, and one more is like attraction. When you say like since we are beginner, we doesn't feel like that. Then how we can begin our to how attract we should be attracted towards Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you guide us? Thank you, Prabhuji.
The question is, this whole session is about developing attraction, arati, right? Unlimited attraction. So, one or two practical tips to develop attraction for Krishna.
So I'll give it to Madhav Chandra Prabhu.
Yes.
He is my spiritual superior, so I will let him answer.
Yeah, we get attraction by serving the devotees who have already attraction. So hence we all catch the dhoti of Vrajaraman Prabhu.
Oh, that's why you didn't wear dhoti today. You still hold your muffler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the main point is when we don't have the attraction. Yeah, when we don't have the attraction. So when we serve people who have the attraction, then by their mercy and by their kripa, we will develop the attraction.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
is it okay?
Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Ram Mukunda Das. Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you, Srinivas Sharan Prabhu, for starting.
You are here, you are Sarvantaryami, you are everywhere.
No, I had to pick Tulsi. That's why I had to. But yeah, it was a very good experience. Yeah, first of all, thank you, Srinivas Sharan Prabhu, for organizing this series of classes. And Vrajaraman Prabhu delivered it very nicely. He did very nice study, and I learned so many new points, new aspects today, which, as Madhav Chandra Prabhu was saying, which helps us in internalizing this bhajan when we sing or arti when we sing. So yeah, it was a very good experience. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu, for coming. Gaurang Chandra Prabhu, you're still there with us? Damodar Prasad Prabhu? Okay, so I think no one else has any other question.
I'm here, Prabhu, but yeah, it takes me time to unmute this. Yeah, it's a wonderful beginning, and we should continue this series. And I've seen, he set the bar already. I'm seeing where he did get all these PowerPoints done. In future, if you have to give wow, that's a lot of work.
Gaura Sampada.
Yeah, he has a lot of sampada there.
Yeah, very Gauranga Sampada.
And also, the historical anecdote, right? This Gaura ārati was introduced first in Seattle Temple, the Srila Prabhupada, in ISKCON.
Yes, Prabhu, we'll cover that, Prabhu.
Yeah. Jai. So it's very interesting, Prabhu. But yeah, I think it looks like you need 3 more classes, right, to complete this?
No, Prabhu. If we start on time, I think we should be able to finish.
Yeah, I think
Because
next week.
The few verses are just about instruments are being played and all those things, right? So we should be very quick on that. I would say, unless I have a few things to add, but it will not be as, because now we introduced Panchatattva, and again we just, as I said, we just only
We'll just focus on the shlokas now, verses now. Yeah.
And now also there is no preface or introduction to Bhakti or Thakur or those things, so it should be fast.
Yeah.
We should be able to. We'll see how it's.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. If needed, we can have one more, two more. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't need to rush. I'm just saying it. Whatever time it takes.
Whatever is needed to develop attraction, to immerse in the katha, we'll do that. Yeah. Thank you, Damodar Prasad Prabhu, for joining online. Okay, so let's give a big Hari Bol to Vrajaraman Prabhu to pay our gratitude. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Bol.
Very grateful to Vrajaraman Prabhu.
ISKCON CRT Yatra ki jai.
Okay, thank you everyone online. We'll meet next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Everyone, thank you.
Thank you. Correct.